Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Let's just make sure my mic's working. Yes it is, right, got sound, got mic, we're in. So you've just seen the We Are Driven intro, the We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, get yourself over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey, drop a donation on there if you can please. And then get yourself over to, back onto Facebook, and then go and find out what's happening over on the We Are Driven page. Thank you very much. Right, into tonight. So, oh yeah, let me just give a quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Woody's Wondrous Chilies. He has supplied a lifetime supply of chili sauce to me, and yeah, sponsoring his channel. So if you want some hot spicy sauce, get yourself over to Woody's Wondrous Chilies on, well, he's on Facebook, Instagram and all that sort of stuff, or Woody's Wondrous Chilies at I just said at mail.com, but don't know if that's right, so it's been cut off a little bit. But go and find him, and if you want some hot stuff, then he's the man to go and see. Into tonight then, we're back tonight with round 3 of the CHEWITT Racing Mini Cooper Cup. There she is, Chloe Hewitt, the girl herself, in her very own race mini. You'll see that on track tonight, livery being used by Chris Cutler. So that's what we've got on tonight. Let's run through some scores for you lot before we kick into this lobby. So, leading the way so far after round 2 last week is LWR Millerman. He's got himself 63 points. D-Dot trailing pretty close behind, just 61 points on the board for second. Chris Cutler in third with 56 points. Got Aldo fourth. Oh, flipping it. We've got 3 drivers on 49 points. We've got Aldo, Dusky and Pajonski, 4th, 5th and 6th, all sitting on 49 points. They'll be eager to change that this week. 46 points on board for Rob Scott in 7th. Old Crawler had some great results the last couple of rounds. He's sitting in 8th at the minute with 41 points. DDR Alien Swift is sitting on 37 points in 9th. Room 3, 30 points in 10th. 11th, we've got DMK Dominator with 25 points. We've got WSR Corky with 23 points. Hulky LFCCSR, who knows, 22 points on board. One Eye Lou DK 7 points, and DDR Justin Gant 4 points. So that is scores so far. Let's just get ourselves into this lobby. But first, merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers if you want any of those. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com and you get your very own Dark Smoker merch. There you go. Right, into tonight's stream then. So, like I said, round 3 of the CHEWITT Racing Mini Cooper Cup, live from Goodwood Motor Circuit tonight. It's been a... what's the word I'm looking for? Constant. It's always in the league, is what I'm trying to say. Is this race, this track? It's a little bit tricky as well, or it can be. There's a lot of runoff. You may go visit the plains in the middle there. You might just be able to see in the left hand side of that little picture. Let's just get ourselves over, see who's in the room. We've got Cutler, Rob Scott, One Eye Lou, Old Crawler, Room 3, Dusky, Millerman, Pajonski, Corky, D-Dot, Alien Swift, Aldo, Corky and Dominator. That's not Corky, Hulky. Why did I say Corky? I don't know. So 14 drivers tonight. There is lobby host Chris Cutler. Let's turn the usual nonsense on for you lot. And then let's go and find somebody. There we go. You'll do, Mr. Crawler. go for a lap on board with Crawler 1958. So crossing the line he goes, heading down towards turn 1. Tricky sort of double apex this one. Catch the first one, run it out wide, catch the second one, tyres squealing through there. And hard on the power all the way down to St Mary's. Through the little kink right here, I forget what this one's called. And then down to St Mary's. Tricky corner section coming up here. You've got to carry as much speed as possible through this right. Not run it out wide, and then get on the brakes pretty damn harshly for this left. And again, try not to run it out wide. As you can see, that's a bit of a struggle to keep that on the grey stuff. Hard on the brakes then into Levant, almost hairpin through there. It is quite wide and open. Then onto the Levant straight we go. Full power down this back straight. Couple of little kinks to negotiate through, but nothing too dramatic. Hard on the brakes here again. Again, another double apex turn. You may see one or two drivers running out wide there to the left, and then we've just got to negotiate this chicane. Again, you may see one or two drivers getting a little bit too close for comfort just there. Maybe running out wide on the exit. And across the line again for a lap on board with old Crawler. Here is DDR Alien Swift. Trying to negotiate through some traffic while still ascending it according to his number plate. Battling out with Room during this qualifying session. Not what you want to be doing really. Right, so let's have a look at some times then. D.90. If you fancy watching this stream live from probably this-ish perspective, one of these, D.90 will be streaming his very race live on Facebook right now. So if you want to go and see him swearing and shouting at himself for getting it wrong, then D.90 over on Facebook. Currently on pole then, 1:22.0. Quarter of a second faster than anyone else at the minute. Pajonsky, closest rival. Cutler sitting in third position. He's got a 1:22.440 on the clock. Rob Scott fourth at 1:22.9. Millerman fifth, 1:23.1. Halfway through this qualifying session, so still plenty of time left. Aldo just cutting that turn there, 1:23.1 he's got on the board. Alien Swift. Apparently he's looking for someone to probe tonight. 1:23.2 is time for Alien Swift. One Eye Lou currently sitting in 8th, 1:23.4. Old Crawler at 1:23.5 for 9th. DMK Dominator 10th at 1:23.6. Dusky 1:23.8 in 11th. Hulky 12th, he's got a 1:24.8. Room 13th, 1:26.9. Corky just at the back of the pack at the minute, 1:27.6 for him. He's on an out lap, so he's just put a fresh set of Racing Super Softs on. It is Racing Super Softs for qualifying, and then a maximum of Racing Softs for the race. No tyre wear on either during qualifying or fuel depletion, but that does get turned on for the race. Where are you going, Cutler? You're not meant to go off track just there. He's picked up damage as well. Not sure what damage settings you've got in the qualifying, but in race it's full damage, so it does mean a trip to the pits. Or you can try running the rest of that race with the dented front end or the bent wheel or whatever it is. But you will lose time. Yeah, it looks like damage is on heavy in the lobbies as well. Sorry, the qualifying. Yeah, Cutler having to come in the pits then, get that repaired. Doesn't really need to change tyres, but the boys are there waiting for him. So, D-Dot then. Nobody able to pressure him at the minute. He's got almost 0.3 of a second over Pajonsky still. Aldo's managed to sneak his way into third, a 1:22.4. just ahead of Cutler, but Cutler's just come out on a fresh set of tyres, just had that damage repaired. Hopefully he can keep it on the black stuff, and we'll see what side of time he puts in a second. Rob Scott also going off-roading at Levant. .22.9 for Rob, sitting in 5th. Middleman just going a bit quicker, 123.1 there, lap 5. Alien Swift still sitting in 7th. Nobody going quicker. Oh, Dusky's just gone quicker, 123.6. Have you moved up a position, or did you stay in 10th? St Mary's from a completely different angle. You can see how much they've got to throw that little Mini about to try and get it around those corners. They do like to let go, these Minis. You think you've got the grip, and then whoop, it steps the back end out, and you have to go for a little bit of a correction, and then it grips again. Dominator holding that 11th. Hulky holding 12th. Ruben gone a little bit quicker at 126.4, so holds 13th, and Corky just gone a little bit quicker as well, 123.0. Sorry, 127.0. Just trying to stay out of the way of Cutler coming through as well there. Here he is then, current pole sitter, D-Dot. Just gone off-roaded behind you. Is that Corky again? Can Podjonsky, oh, sticks a wheel on the grass there, gets a little bit sideways. Got about 3 minutes left of qualifying to play with. Get a couple of laps in at least, will Podjonsky. This one's now in the bin after that little bit of sideways action on the grass. He's only a 10th back this lap on his fastest, but obviously he's got still 3/10 between himself and D-Dot up front. What does he put in? Let's have a look. It's 122.4, yeah, so not quite as quick. He's, like I say, still gets a couple more opportunities to have a go. Aldo then. Can he hold on to that third? Where's Cutler? Crosses the line now, 123.7. Hot lap for him this time. Let's see what he's got. Oh, it's Ford Water, isn't it? That's the turn I forgot. Oof, just stepped out a little bit there on the back end. This is Ford Water. I couldn't quite remember it. Nicely through there for Cutler. A little bit sideways through the second part of St Mary's. See if he gets on through Levant. This is where we caught him just getting himself back on track, so not sure what happened, but he seems to have got through there cleanly this time. I wasn't looking at timing line, so let's just see what he puts in as he crosses this line. Oh, he's up. Purple sector as well. Could be on for a pole lap here. Just do a little bit of correcting on the way out. Ooh, through the chicane, full tilt. What's it going to be, Cutler? Blip. Oh, not quite. He does retake that position off of Aldo though, so he slots himself back into third. And he's still got another opportunity now. What have we got? 1 minute left. Everybody's still out on track, giving it some. Well, I say on track, as we see D-Dot just testing out the off-road capabilities of those super softs. Not very good. But Johnsky's got damage, so that might be the end of his qualifying session, really. Won't be able to travel quite as quick as he'd want through here. See what this timing mark says. Yeah, he's down nearly a second there. just following him through. Let's just keep our eye on that. Again, another 1.2 seconds down for Cutler. So what have we got? Just 5 seconds left on the clock. D-Dot seems quite content with his pole. He's going to sit at the end of qualifying out. Bajonski has just crossed the line, so he gets the opportunity to have another go with that damage. Cutler not able to cross the line, so doesn't get an extra lap, so he's currently sitting in 3rd. Oh, Millerman plows it into the wall, sitting in 4th, having a great end of qualifying there, 122.8. Now then, what have you lot done with Aldo? Where's he gone? Oh, there he is, chucked himself back in the pits, possibly changing his tyres. So it's going to be D-Dot on pole then, Bajonski 2nd. Unless he can go quicker this lap. I don't think he can. Let's see what he's got across this timing line. No, he's down again. Oh, but D-Dot's left the lobby. Okay, so there you go. Just a bit of a twitch there for Bajonski. That's the kind of thing you might see from these minis. So it is D-Dot on pole, regardless of what you can see on screen. He's jumped out of the lobby in the pits. There he is. Just putting a fresh set of rubber on. So D-Dot first, Bajonski 2nd, Cutler 3rd, Aldo in 4th. Stop it. These positions all might change. Although Dusky just going quicker there, 122.7. I'll have to wait for everyone else to get back on track before I can be certain of where everyone is. They'll chop and change until they cross that first timing line. Wherever you all crawl, 1.4 seconds down from pole sitter D-Dot. I'll have to see where that ends up, putting you on the grid. But yeah, definitely improved this season, old crawler, that's for sure. Several drivers in the pits then, just changing tyres before the start of this race. Chocolate Monster Rob Scott, so he's not in 12th. Again, just wait for him to cross this timing line. It'll throw him up into 5th or 6th or wherever he was. Blip, there he goes. Well, it says 3rd, but again, got to wait for a couple of other drivers to rejoin the track. Cutler set in the lobby by hand, so a couple of minutes while we get that sorted out, and then we'll jump into the 3 race format for you lot tonight. 3 15-minute sprint races. Okay, there we go. Settings just being changed. Tyre wear. What have we got? Racing hards. Are you allowing super softs in this one then, Cutler? Looks like you are. Tyre wear set at ×5 then for the race, and fuel depletion set at ×4. Get ourselves in. So top 3 from race 1 tonight will carry over extra weight into race 2, and the top 3 from race 2 will carry extra weight over into race 3 tonight. So it's a success ballast, so it doesn't allow the faster drivers just to disappear off the track, and it's a reverse grid as well for race 2. Race 3, I believe, is set up from results from race 2. So if you finish first, you start first in race 3. Some decent liveries in the minis. We can't see Cutler's or Chloe's because he's parked up in the pits at the minute while he sorts this lobby out. Might be able to see the tail end of his car. Let's have a look. There it is. is the CHEWITT Racing Mini Cooper Cup car, raced by Chloe Hewitt herself. I'm sure it doesn't look that clean anymore. I'm sure there's a couple of dents in it. Mr. Gainford, hello from DDR Alien Swift. Thank you for doing the comms. You're an absolute legend. Well, thank you very much, Jake. Appreciate it. Why have you decided to go on slow charging phone? You're on a fast charger. Stop messing about. Yeah, big shout out to the CHEWITT Racing family, putting their name behind this one. Best mini league on Gran Turismo, I'll tell you that now. Where you going, Aldo? That's not the way to take St Mary's. I'll give you dirty tyres for Levant as well, which is possibly why we saw Cutler go flying off. Or he might have just got it completely wrong, who knows. So we'll see what strategy people play out. I thought I'd best turn up and say thank you before I get into the Taylor tank and crash into every wall. Well, thanks for that, Jake. Appreciate it. Where is he? Number 6. DDR Alien Swift. There he is, the man himself. Again, looking for somebody to probe, from what I gather in the... Oi! There you go. That's not how to take St Mary's. That's how he intends on probing someone, I think. He's going to probe them good. Right off at St Mary's. And I've heard it might be this man. I think he's quite partial to a bit of probing. Is D.90. Especially from the aliens. This particular alien, anyway. Cutler's not quite remembered who's where, so he's... Yes, Jake, I saw you. Yeah, so Cutler's, even though he's setting the grid by hand, he's forgotten. So he's now got to go through and ask everybody. Millerman, you were 5th. Well, that might have been before D-Dot fired himself out, but it did look like you were 5th. Hulky, I think you're about 12th or 13th. Nobody can quite remember where they finished. It's only D-Dot and whoever else is in front of you. Oh, right, okay. D-Dot's the main target then. That's what you're trying to tell me. Yeah, I didn't think so. Pajonski just saying to Vroom Room, no super softs. I thought that was right. Only for qualifying are the super softs. Who is he saying that to? Vroom Room 3. So he is on. He's on hard tyres. Has anybody decided to go out on super softs? Mediums for Alien Swift, Dusky on a set of hards, hards for Aldo, Millerman on hards and dented. Crawler gone for mediums. Pajonski, oh sorry, that's D-Dot we're looking at. Rear end damage and racing hards. Corky on the racing hards for Hulky. Vroom Room on the hards. What's happening here? Ah, there you go. Cutler just changing it so people can't choose super softs. No man, you can't punt old Crawler. He's doing really well this season. He's had, yeah, he's done a lot better than last season. Old Crawler, his driving has improved no end. So I won't have it. Right, Right, Cutler giving the shout. All to track, please. Let's go racing. Here we go. Race 1 of tonight. 3 races coming up. 3 15-minute little sprint races. Plenty of points on offer. So D-Dot on pole, Bajonski 2nd, Cutler 3rd, Aldo 4th, Dusky 5th, Millerman 6th, Rob Scott 7th, One Eye Lou 8th, Alien Swift 9th, Old Crawler 10th. Vroom Room in 11th, Dominator 12th, Hulky in 13th, and Corky 14th. Is he going to let me get in? Nope. Okay, on board with pole sitter D-Dot, lights are away. The lights are off and they're away. So he leads this train of minis through turn 1. Oh, is that Rob Scott in the background? Gone a little bit wide maybe. I'm not saying it is Rob Scott, it could well be. Go back and have a look, find out where he is. Bajonski trying to stay tucked right under D-Dot's rear wing. He's going for a move actually down towards St Mary's. He's got the inside line through the first part. D-Dot's had to compromise his line through the second part though. He's thrown himself wide. Bajonski goes through. Who else goes through? Cutler goes through. Aldo goes through. Alien Swift goes through. Old Crawler goes through. Wow, lost loads of places there, D-Dot. Pushed himself all the way down to 10th, battling it out with Dominator for that 9th position. He's also got Corky squeezing down the inside as well. Let's get ourselves back up front. So Bajonski now leading the race then. 0.7 of a second over Cutler with D-Dot's departure. Aldo hanging on to the rear end of Cutler. A little bit of a gap developed back to Dusky, just over half a second. He's got Millerman for company through the chicane. Old Crawler slow through there. Aldo's coming back at him. Millerman having a go at Dusky as well for 4th position. Oh, Aldo having a go at Cutler for 2nd as well up front. Backs out of it. Cutler holds on to 2nd, then Aldo 3rd. Dusky stays in 4th. Did I just see Cutler go spinning? Almost. He's got it wrong somewhere. That's given Aldo the advantage as they run down through Ford Water. Into the lead, oh sorry, not the lead, into 2nd he goes, ahead of Cutler. Millerman still battling out with Dusky for that 4th. Dusky holding on to it for now. Alien Swift looking for a probing. His main target is now behind him, unfortunately, so it could be you getting probed later, Alien Swift. Whoa! Where? Corky, where are you going? Stop it. Stop it. Drive that Mini properly. Where were we? Somewhere around here. So Dusky, Millerman still at it. Alien Swift and Old Crawler at it. Alien Swift looking for 6 off of Old Crawler. Old Crawler's just got a nose in front. Is he going to be able to do it? Goes for the outbreak on Alien Swift. Is it going to be enough? Oh, drivers running themselves wide through that final turn. Dominator 8th, Rob Scott 9th, being chased by One Eye Lou. Another little mistake there by D-Dot has put him off the back of One Eye Lou. So he's still holding 11th, but struggling here in race 1 is D-Dot. Vroom Room 3 in 12th, 3.7 seconds back. Hulky right behind him in 13th, and Corky, who we've seen fire himself off track a couple of times, 14th position, 3.5 seconds down. Again, it's a pretty short race, but we have got 2 more races coming up. No, I know that, Jake. Nobody likes hitting anyone. This is not the game for bumper cars. Look at the gap Bajonski's pulled. 2.3 seconds over Cutler. He's looking to take the championship again, is Bajonski. This will help him, especially with D-Dot getting sent. Well, he's down in 8th at the minute. So, still under threat from... How have I managed that? Still under threat from Aldo here is Cutler. Just throw coffee over myself then, people. Don't ask. Anything's possible. Dusky now out on his own. What's happened to Millerman? No damage. He must have spun off track somewhere. He's now down in 7th. Sandwiched between One Eye Lou and D.90. Through the chicane they go. Cleanly through there for the three of them. Crawler 9th then, looking to close that gap down. 1.9 seconds back from D-Dot. Hulky another 5 seconds back. Still got room for company. Just 0.7 of a second back. A little bit of a yeah, it was Rob Scott that fired himself off track. Now in 12th position. 1.2 seconds down from Vroom. Oh, that gap coming down. I think Vroom's just made a mistake as well. Yeah, Rob is all over the back of him, travelling slowly. Vroom. Rob Scott comes firing his way past. How much speed did Corky carry through that turn? Oh, enough to close the gap up on Vroom a little bit. Less than a second between them. Coming into St Mary's, this is where we've seen Corky, unfortunately, get it wrong a few times. So does he brake early enough this time? Slides it through there. Yeah, I was going to say all 4 wheels off the track. Fortunately, that's caused him to pick up a penalty. And now DMK Dominator all the way at the back. Oh, and he's doing the same thing, handbraking it through St Mary's. It's just losing him time though, unfortunately. Get a little bit of air on the way back onto track. 15 seconds down now. Hulky just getting Levant wrong. He's getting himself... Oh my gosh. Hulky. How have you managed to pick up so much damage? Front end, rear end, transmission, the lot. You went off at Levant at some pace by the looks of it. So unfortunately, now you sit at the back of the pack. Dominator comes through. Pajonsky then. He's lost that great big pile of lead he had. A little mistake from him has allowed Cutler to close up. Just 0.4 of a second in it. Unless it was an absolutely superstar lap by Cutler. 124.3. Yeah, it was a 125.3 by Pajonsky. Cutler all over the back of Pajonsky then, vying for first. Aldo now 2.4 seconds down in third. Dusky having a little race of his own at the minute in 4th. Alien Swift 5th. Nobody to probe quite yet for him. D-Dot. Oh, now there could be. Is D-Dot going to go for a probe himself? Is he going to probe himself? Or is he just going to wait till he catches up with Alien Swift and give him a damn good probing? We'll see. What's the gap at? 2.2 seconds. Let's keep an eye on that for a second. It is coming down. D-Dot is slowly catching up with Alien Swift. So you may yet see some probing in race 1. It ain't going to be pretty. That's what you expect when you've got aliens. A bit of probing from behind. Right, what's happening up front? Pajonsky. He's managed to pull himself another second over Cutler. Be interesting to see what these boys do in the second race for tyres. So they only get to use 1 set of tyres per race, and they are only allowed 1 set of mediums, 1 set of hards and 1 set of softs. So most drivers have gone for the hard tyre in race 1. Let's just have a flick through. So Pajonsky's on the hards, Cutler on the hards, Aldo hards, Dusky hards, mediums for Alien Swift. A little bit of wear showing up on the front of those, but they'll certainly last the rest of the race. He's closing up on Dusky actually, so those mediums might be working in his favour. D.90, that gap stretched up to 2.4 seconds on the hard tyre. Might just be struggling to carry this speed through some of these turns that Alien Swift is. Millerman behind him also on the hard tyre. One Eye Lou on the hard tyre. Oof. That was One Eye Lou just getting himself... Oh, clips into the chicane as well. That pushes him wide and onto the grass. Rob Scott's made up a position or two. He's up into 9th position, also out on the hard tyre. 5 seconds back from One Eye. One Eye's got a little bit of damage, so that will slow him down a tiny little bit. Rob's got 9th then, 5 seconds back. Corky, he's gone for a set of hards as well, sitting in 10th at the minute. Vroom Room in 11th, also on a set of hard tyres. Medium tyres on board for Old Crawler. Not working out for him tonight. He's down in 12th place. Hulky's gone for the hards in 13th. He's already picked up damage and had to visit the pits. And now Dominator at the back of the pack, racing hards on board for him. Looks like he's been in the pits as well. 2:05 on lap 5 yet. Probably picked up a bit of damage somewhere. So drivers all over the place. Bajonski now 2 seconds up front from Cutler. What are we? 5 minutes left in race 1. Who's that? Dominator. Is he just staying out of the way? Possibly. A big train of drivers coming up behind him. See if he makes a move after this last driver comes through. Yes, he does. So yeah, he's just staying out of the way of the other drivers coming through. Some good etiquette. Keeps the battle up front safe without him getting involved. And here's Bajonski pulling more time over Cutler. Again, if he finishes like this, it does mean he carries the most weight over into race 2. And he starts from the back of the pack. So will he stick a set of softs on to try and make the most of it? Will he go for the mediums and then try and blast it out at the end on the softs? Well, who knows? So Aldo into 3rd, Dusky 4th. What have you done, Alien Swift? Why have you chucked yourself down into 7th? You've made a mistake, haven't you? Millerman and D-Dot have got past, so D-Dot's up into 5th, but for how long I don't know. Millerman's right on his rear end. I think we need some, let's go for some roof cam. Damn it. Still on the tail of D-Dot, it goes a little bit squirrely through the chicane. Chucks himself over to the outside. He allows Millerman to come through. Not a lot he could do down here either. Jesus Christ. Dark non-smoker tonight. So he's still got D-Dot harassing him then for that 4th position. Sorry, 5th position. Can D-Dot close back up on Millerman? Put it back on him in the next 3 minutes. This is St Mary's from an onboard view. You can see they just slide out and then catch and then decide to slide again. D-Dot closing up on Millerman. Looks for a move down the inside at Levant, but backs off. Oh, a little misgear there by Millerman. That's brought D-Dot ever so slightly closer. Stop putting those links in my chat, twat. I don't swear in my streams often, but twat, pack it in, knobheads. Delete them links, people. If you see them, delete them, report it, whatever you need to do. You know what they are. It's like singles in my area or some crap like that. Dickheads. Apologies for my language, but fed up with these idiots coming in here and chucking crap like that in. 2.2 seconds for Bajonski then. Oh, we've got yellow flags in front. Who's that? Just getting themselves back on track. We'll find out in a minute as Bajonski catches up with them. Who was it? Room, unfortunately. Gets himself back on track. Still holds that 12th though, does Room. So just over a minute left. Once Bajonski crosses the line, this will become final lap. Still under no No direct threat from Cutler. Cutler did close the gap up, got it down to less than a second, but for whatever reason, he's allowed Podjonsky to stretch that gap back out. Maybe a little bit of sideways action or some off-track action from Cutler. There is the gap. 42 seconds as Cutler crosses the line. Then that does mean we will hit final lap this lap. Can anyone do anything about Podjonsky? He's too far up the road really. There's a bit of a punch-up going on for the mid-pack as well. Here we go. We've got Dusky just in front of Millerman, 1.8 seconds. D-Dot just in front of Aldo. Stretching out now. They've been through the chicane. Just 6 seconds remaining on the race clock. We are going to see some drivers cross the line. Let's see if I can just find those drivers quickly. There we go. So it is going to be Corky. Oh, someone's already waited and crossed the line. So Corky's going to come across the line for 10th. We've had a Dominate across the line already. Another driver just coming up behind. It's Old Crawler. So Old Crawler's going to come across the line for 11th. Where are you? Vroom Room. Oh, we've already got race leaders coming through. I better go and have a look at them, hadn't I? Here we go then. Podjonsky through the chicane for the final time. Doesn't clatter into the wall. Comes home to take the win in race 1 for Podjonsky. Cutler ends up 2.3 seconds back in second. Dusky holds on to third. Good result for Dusky. 9.6 seconds down, but it's third nonetheless. Millerman takes fourth. He did get himself in front of D-Dot. D-Dot takes fifth. Aldo going to come home for sixth. Good effort, Aldo. You were fighting for third for a while. Alien Swift, I don't know whether D-Dot probed you, but you ended up down in seventh. Rob Scott crosses the line right behind you for eighth. And we just wait for One Eye Lou. And One Eye Lou takes that ninth position. Corky 10th. Old Crawler 11th. There we go. Vroom Room 12th. Hulky in 13th. And Dominator 14th. Race 1 done and done. Right, let me just delete that comment. Nobody wants them things. Bam. See you later. Come on, my chat with your stupid links. Message deleted. That's what you get. Jesus Christ. Might end up being a sweary lobby in a minute. Damn it. P break for Podjonsky. Yes, that's right, Podjonsky. I'll call you out. Needs 2 minutes. Is it a sit down wee? Huh? Nobody needs 2 minutes. So, race 2 coming up. Oh, Millerman, you going for a sit down wee as well? Ah, right, okay. So, Rob Scott actually got clipped by, Dominator by the looks of it somehow. Trying to get back on track, clipped the grass, spun him round maybe, and just fired himself into Rob Scott. That's what put Rob Scott quite far back. And yes, as mentioned, top 3 from race 1 carry over extra weight into race 2. So Podjonsky, who wins, his car will now weigh from the standard 1050, it will now weigh 1109. Cutler's will weigh 1097. And who was third? Dusky? Yes, he was. He will now weigh 1085. And they do start from the back of the pack, so it's a reverse grid as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what tyres people put on this race. Is everyone going to leave the softs till the end? Are people going to risk a set of softs now and try and make the best of them? Most drivers have got the mediums and the softs left. Who had the mediums on for race 1? Who? Not Millerman, who was it? Is it Room? And Alien Swift, I think. So a couple more minutes just while we get this lobby set up for race 2. Again, Cutler's just got to check everyone's weight and make sure they're in the right positions and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, 2 more races coming up for you lot. Race... Oh, what are you doing? Race 2 any second, and then after this 15-minute sprint race we hit race 3, another 15-minute sprint. Dusky just asking whether he's got his weight set correctly. I think first time you've hit the top 3, Dusky. Just to get it right. So exactly the same setting, slightly different time, day of track, and reverse grid. Yeah, like I say, now it's time to see what tyres people have put on. Most drivers have ditched the slowest tyre. Hards on for Old Crawler. Maybe you had mediums on in race 1 then, Old Crawler. Corky's gone for the softs in race 2. He does start quite near the front as well, so we'll see if that benefits him. D-Dot's gone for the mediums. Hulky has gone for the mediums. Softs on board for Alien Swift. Pajonski racing softs. He starts from the back of the pack most weight, so he's looking to try and gain a bit of an advantage with those soft tyres. And they will wear out a slightly bit quicker because he is carrying that extra weight. One Eye Lou is on the mediums. Mediums for Vroom. Dominator mediums. Aldo mediums. Dusky on mediums. We just wait for Cutler to get in the room, and we'll find out what tyres he's on while we watch Millerman do a pirouette. How do you manage to get it sideways down Levant? It's called a straight for a reason, Millerman. There you go, Cutler just giving everyone the shout. Get to track, let's go racing. Here we go then, race 2 coming up. If anyone knows how to turn the contrast down on PlayStation, not the TV, on the PlayStation, let me know. Because it's coming straight out of the PlayStation into the PC and then out to the TV, so why it's quite so bright and garish, I don't know. Here we go then, race 2, just about to get underway. Dominator going to lead us away. Hulky in second, Vroom third, Old Crawler in fourth, Corky fifth. 1 One-Eyed Lou in 6th. And they're away now. Who gets a good start? Everybody filing into a line, try and gain that little bit of an advantage with the slipstream. Into turn 1 then. Already got drivers out wide. Vroom taking the wide line, looking for a way through. 3 wide as they head down towards Ford Water. Rob Scott gets himself through. Into 3rd already for Rob Scott. What tyres are you on? Mediums. Just behind, you've got Alien Swift and Old Crawler battling out. D-Dot looking for a way through in that fight as well. D-Dot into 5th then. One-Eyed Lou 6th. Old Crawler 7th. Yeah, D-Dot stays in 5th then. Aldo into 8th. Millerman just getting his way past Vroom. Looks like he's carrying a bit more speed than Aldo as well, actually, through Levant. Might be able to get that position down here. Cutler into 11th. Pajonski 12th. Dusky in 13th. And Corky 14th. So Pajonski and Cutler made up a couple of positions from the start. While we've been chatting, Rob Scott has just decided he wants to lead this race. So he's gone from 3rd to 1st while we weren't looking, and now leads this train of minis through the chicane into lap 2. Get ourselves on board with Rob Scott. Look at this big pile of minis in the background. That's the Alien Swift getting magical wrong. Off track he goes, probably picked up damage as well from that. He's going to end up at the back of the pack, that's for sure. Look at the gap Rob Scott's pulling. He's got almost a second over Dominator. Crawler and Aldo swapping positions right at the back of this picture. Oh, who's that? That's Old Crawler that's gone flying off track. Yeah, tricky corner St Mary's, catches a lot of drivers out. So Rob Scott still leads then. That gap coming down between himself and Dominator. D-Dot into 3rd. One-Eyed Lou 4th. Aldo 5th. Millerman 6th. Old Crawler back on track for 7th. Hunting down Millerman as well. He's got the inside line as they head down towards this final turn. He's going to be able to hold it. No, backs off. Millerman out, breaks him. Crawler's gone a little bit wide through there, carried so much speed. Oh, it's fired him off track. He's going to end up backwards. Oh, he's right in the racing line as well. Luckily, he's ghosting out, so he's not caused too much chaos. Unfortunately, he's going to have to wait for a couple of drivers to come through. He's not ended up quite at the back of the pack, but way off the pace now. Dominator, no, he's just got it wrong through turn 1, so off track he goes, loses 2 positions to D-Dot and One-Eye. Might lose another position to Aldo here, he does, down into 5th then. Millerman got past him into 6th then for Dominator. Pajonski closing up on him as well. Looks like Pajonski might get this position. Takes a tighter line through St Mary's. Has to back off on the exit though, does Pajonski. Still all over the back end now. It looks about going up the inside. Slightly too tight of a line through there whilst trying to overtake Dominator's managed to pick himself up a penalty. Almost loses it though. He's still got a toe from Dominator. Dom, stay on track, Dom. As Pajonski goes through, then takes that 6th. Dominator won't be able to get this position back. Pajonski did have the inside line. Still trying to lose that penalty. So back up front, Rob Scott, 1.6 second lead over D-Dot's current championship leader. Well, not sure after race 1. 0.5 seconds back, bit of work to do for D-Dot then. One-Eyed Lou hanging on to him for 3rd, Aldo 4th. Millerman in 5th, Pajonski 6th, 3.7 seconds down. Not quite dropped that penalty. He's now got Dominator in between himself and Cutler. Dominator just putting his indicators on, saying to Cutler, come through. And he does do. So no buffer between Podjonsky and Cutler now. Close rival, was last season as well, so Dominator all the way down to 8th now. Was 2nd. Oh, Hulky sideways through St Mary's, as is Vroom Room. Hulky comes through pretty cleanly. He's got almost off track. A little bit tight through the way into St Mary's by the look of it. Picks himself up a penalty. Crawler closing back up. So Crawler unfortunately has had a little bit of off track action as well. Looks like Alien Swift's picked up damage, so he is 30 odd seconds back. And Dusky's with him, so it looks like both of these drivers have been in the pits. And lap 2. So, Rob Scott got it all wrong somewhere. D-Dot's closed that gap down to just a quarter of a second. Wow, somebody's off track. One Eye Lou, no. Get yourself back on the black stuff. Loses a couple of positions, so Millerman goes through, Aldo goes through. Podjonsky will be closing up on him pretty quickly. He'll be dragging Cutler as well, just a second back from Podjonsky. There they are, closing up on One Eye Lou as they come into St Mary's. It's properly sideways through there for One Eye Lou. Podjonsky taking that super tight line again, picking up himself another penalty. Does well to lose those. Didn't quite lose it there, but he's kept himself in the fight with One Eye. He kept himself ahead of Cutler. So Rob Scott and D-Dot still having a bit of a punch up for first. Just about halfway through race 2. Millerman into 3rd then. Aldo hot on his tail in 4th. A little bit of a gap back to Podjonsky in 5th then. 2.2 seconds. He's got Cutler right behind him. Dominator right behind him. And One Eye Lou now in 8th at the back of this little train. Oh, he's got a little bit wide through there as well. Luckily he doesn't catch the wall on the outside. Able to keep the power in. Hulky then 9th, Vroom Room 10th, Old Crawler 11th, Corky 12th, Dusky 13th, and Alien Swift 14th, making Millerman go the super long way around by the looks of it. Yeah, just staying out of the way again is Alien Swift. Get ourselves on board with a bit of a D-Dot on the chase for Podjonsky. 0.5 of a second at the minute. Just over 6.5 minutes left of racing. Bringing that gap down ever so slightly is D-Dot. Both on the same tyre. Oh, wide there for D-Dot. He doesn't spin round, but he loses a bit of time. Half a second, in fact, he's lost to Rob Scott. So just out of the slipstream range at the minute is D-Dot. Let's go and see how Podjonsky's soft tyres are getting on. Everyone else out mediums pretty much. A little bit of wear on the fronts of those. Podjonsky, who's now lost this position to Cutler, but looking to come back at him. He's not doing too bad on tyres really for softs. Almost pushing Cutler around into St Mary's, looking to chase down Aldo in front. Catch him up through there. So they will be gaining a toe off of Aldo down the Levant straight then. Can Podjonsky make it work? Can we get this position back off of Cutler? Slowly running out of time, just over 5 minutes remaining. A little purple sector there for Podjonsky. Is it going to be a fastest lap effort? Loses a bit of time to Cutler there. Might have just thrown that fastest lap away. He has. Quarter of a second down. Currently being held by Cutler at the minute on 23.9 for Cutler. So let's see what's happening back up front. Rob Scott's managed to hold that second gap between himself and D-Dot. Big old gap back to third place now, 4.6 seconds. Cutler right behind him. Pajonski just on the back as well, still within slipstream range. 2.5 seconds back to Dominator in 6th. Millerman another 5.5 back in 7th. One Eye Lou 2.1 seconds back in 8th. A little bit of a penalty he's got to drop. Old Crawler in 9th. Hulky 10th. Room in 11th, so only a couple of seconds gap in between those three. Corky a little bit further back, 9.9 seconds, and then poor old Dusky and Alien Swift, 23 seconds, and oof, all sorts of time back for Alien Swift. 2 minutes 14 back from race leader. It's had a dreadful race, ghosting out as well, so it looks like it might be just ghosting out till the end of the race for Alien Swift. Fortunately, that does mean he starts at the back of the pack in race 3 as well. So time coming down again then between P1 and P2. Gap at 0.7 of a second. D-Dot now getting a tow. Gets that gap down to just over half a second. Little purple sector as well. Pajonski behind, all closing up again. No direct threat from behind these three. There's another 3 seconds back to Dominator. He's got no threat from behind either. He's another 9.3 seconds clear of Millerman. Sorry, One Eye Lou. Oh, mistake then by Rob Scott has allowed D-Dot to come through and take the race lead. Bit of sideways or off-track action for Rob Scott. It's cost him. Can he get that top spot back? Doesn't look like it. D-Dot able to pull away a little bit out of that chicane. I'm not sure how you retire to the pits. I think you just go in the pits and don't press buttons, don't tell it which tyres, that kind of thing, just leave it. I know I quite like this track because it means that people get fired off through St Mary's, which we're just coming up to now. Whoa, struggling through there is Rob Scott. Did close that gap down a little bit on D-Dot, but then with that sideways action it didn't benefit him. Still 0.5 of a second. I'm going to see one more lap after this one. Is D-Dot going to be on for a win here? Rob Scott has got one final lap to do it. Cutler then got himself into 3rd position. Aldo 4th. Pajonski in 5th. Cutler making up another position. Dominator still 6th. Again, just pulling more time from those drivers behind. 13 seconds back to Millerman. He's got himself past One Eye Lou. One Eye Lou loses a position then down to 8th. Old Crawler in 9th. He's got Hulky right behind him as well. So again, just got to be a little bit careful. This may be final lap for them boys anyway. Broom Room in 11th. A little bit of a race of his own at the minute. Corky in 12th, Dusky in 13th, and Alien Swift, yeah, he's chucked himself in the pits. Yeah, unfortunately, that leaves him at the back of the pack for race 3. Here comes, oh, Rob Scott getting St Mary's all wrong, all wrong. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, can he get himself back on track before Cutler comes through? That That gap's going to be coming down rapidly. Rob Scott needs to get a good exit out of here to hold on to this second. Put himself under all sorts of pressure here right at the end. Just a second back is Cutler. And closing. Not enough time left though, I don't think, for Cutler to take that position back. So we have got one or two drivers already crossed the line, but I'm going to stick with these front runners. Let's just flick back. Looks like Rob Scott's going to hold it unless he gets it all wrong through here. D-Dot through the chicane cleanly then. He's going to come home to take the win in race 2. Flash of the lights for us as well. There it is. Rob Scott does hold on to second. Had a really good race as well. Was up front for all of it, apart from the last couple of laps. Aldo comes through to take third. Cutler, what have you done? Got it wrong into the chicane maybe, so loses another position back down to fourth. Dominator retakes fifth. Pajonski's got it wrong somewhere. Oh, damage for Pajonski. He ends up sixth then, unfortunately. Millerman comes across the line backwards for seventh. One Eye Lou goes for the Driftertron in eighth. Old Crawler going to come home for ninth position. Hulky takes 10th. And Vroom Room, Corky, Dusky and Alien Swift already crossed the line for 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th. Yes, it's a risky take, isn't it, Jake? Hey? Yeah, it doesn't always go your way. Oh, it doesn't always go your way, mate. I've had a few myself where you just think, what's the point? What's the point? But stick with it, mate, because, you know, you've seen people get fired off. You've seen people pick up loads of damage. They've had to travel to the pits. You know, if they get the damage early on, it's a long way back to the pits. It's a long old time in the pits to get that damage repaired as well. Could possibly mean positions. Why are you telling Millerman that you need a pee, Old Crawler? Yeah, good result for D-Dot. Taking the win right at the end of race 2 there. So again, that means he starts race 3 at the front. It is grid positions based on last race results. So it'll be D-Dot up front with the most weight. Rob Scott in second with the second most weight. And right at the end there, Aldo retaking the third. Can I just ask, I finished in front of DMK Dusky, I did 2 or 3 laps. What, in this race? If you finish in the pits, I think it automatically puts you at the back of the pack, mate. I don't think it matters how far in front you were or anything like that. Yeah, not too sure on that one, mate. Final race coming up then. Yeah, I don't know then, mate. I don't know. If you came in the pits before him, I don't know. Like I say, I think you were about 2 minutes 14 back when I saw Cutler saying it's a Goodwood glitch, which is a possibility. This track is renowned for having all sorts of glitches. pit glitch being one of the major ones in this one. People getting stuck on the grid as well, not being able to drive off. Seems to be a big one at Goodwood. Yeah, we'd have to go and have a look at replays really and kind of figure out where you were, what the time difference was and things like that between you and Dusky to figure that one out. Not too sure. But it might just be the glitch, as Cutler says. Yeah, you're right there, WS Corky. Hope GT7 is better. Rob Scott, where are you going? Can't do that. I'm not sure if he did. Again, it might just be... I thought it was only you that stopped in the pits, Jake. Like I say, Goodwood's renowned for glitches. I've watched people stuck in the pits for 20 laps, and it turns out they're leading the race in first, but they're physically not on my screen. All I can see them is bouncing around in the pits. It's bizarre. But yeah, Goodwood seems to be synonymous with glitches and all sorts of issues. Yeah, that's an odd one, Jake. It is an odd one. Yeah, like I say, it might look like he stayed in the pits, but physically he could have been out on track. I don't think I remember seeing him go in and not stopping anyway. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. We will see. Yeah, like I say, you might have seen him come in, but Goodwood's renowned for it. If the glitch kicks in, you might see him in the pits, but he could have actually left and... Oh no, Rob's had to go. Oh no. Every point counts. Yes, it does. Yeah, let's not even talk about Forza racing. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything good about Forza when it comes to the actual racing. It just seems to be a smash fest. Whereas we don't tolerate that kind of thing in these lobbies. You mess about and play bumper cars in here, whoosh, you're out. You're gonski. So there you go. Lobby settings being changed. Tyre wear, fuel depletion the same. Time of day on track changed to 6:45 in the evening. Still says it's sunny, but not this time of year. And grid order based on previous race results. So that is really unfortunate for Rob coming in second. Admittedly, would have carried over a fair amount of weight, but could have made it work for himself. But unfortunately, he's had to duck out for whatever reason. Yeah, just not only wrecks your night's race really, but it ruins your chances of competing for the championship as well. Little things like that. You know, I get that family things come first and all that. It's just a shame. All to track, please. Let's go racing, says lobby host Cutler. No messing, straight in. So most drivers are going to be on the softs for race 3. See how much of a probing D-Dot won't get. Can he make a break for it? Again, he's carrying an awful lot of weight. Now then, should we have changed the... If Rob's jumped out, should we have moved the weight to Aldo and Cutler? Ooh, don't know. Cutler's going to be an advantage here. He'll be the lighter car. Sitting in third, he should really be carrying some weight, but that's only due to Rob Scott dropping out, so they're away. Let's see, Cutler getting a great start. D-Dot and TRG Aldo spinning those wheels up, getting the smoke blowing. So, D-Dot leads then, Aldo's second. What's happening? Stop it. Stop it. There we go. On board with D-Dot, current race leader, looking at this train of drivers, looking for a way past through Ford Water. He's going to have to go defensive on the way into St Mary's. He's got to be careful, he's got Cutler lurking. Aldo's trying to run around the outside through the second part of St Mary's. Could all get a bit tricky here. Aldo goes a bit sideways and on the grass in the end. Racing incident for me. Cutler then gets into second, Dominator third, Pajonski fourth, Old Trawler in fifth, Husky 6. Hulky 6. One Eye Lou. I don't know why you get your name wrong, Hulky. I've no idea. One Eye Lou 7th. Aldo in 8th. A little bit of a gap developed between D-Dot and Cutler as well. Not enough to break that toe. And it is coming down again here. He's under a bit of pressure himself, actually, Cutler, with Dominator and Pajonski behind him. So he's just got to be careful. Keep an eye on his rearview mirror. But also keep his eye on this man here. Slowly escaping. 0.8 of a second for Pajonski, sorry, for D-Dot. Getting everyone's name wrong tonight. What's happening? Into lap 2 then. 0.8 of a second between D-Dot and Cutler. Dominator right on Cutler's tail. Pajonski trying to hang on in there as well in 4th. He's got a Trawler for company in 5th. Tiny bit of a gap back to One Eye Lou. Sitting in 6th, got Hulky for company. Into St Mary's. Lou hard on the brakes. Hulky, he's got it backwards. Unfortunately, he's clipped Aldo with the car rear end sliding out, so Aldo not able to make his way past. Get it a little bit wrong earlier, pushed himself wide, had a tiny bit of contact with D-Dot, which made him go off track. Now battling to get back up front. Millerman in 9th, then Corky into 10th. He's got Dusky for company right behind him. 12th, Alien Swift, oh I say that, Alien Swift going through into 12th. Room in 13th. Corky exploring those track limits, nearly thrown himself off. So he's nearly thrown himself off. He does throw himself off. Gets reset to track as well. No damage on board, but unfortunately loses an awful lot of time there. Corky 4.2 seconds down. And a couple of positions lost as well. So back up front, Cutler and D-Dot side by side through Ford Water. Cutler's looking for the inside line through St Mary's. He'll have the outside line through the first section. And he takes the lead. D-Dot looking for a way past. Wants that first back. Doesn't want to let Cutler escape. He is the lighter car. Dominator also having a go at D-Dot here. Pajonski trying to run around the outside. Still got Old Trawler for company in 5th. Say 5th, he might be 4th in a minute. Closing up on Pajonski here then. Pajonski's tucked himself over to the inside line. Top 3 wiggling about in front, looking for a way past. Dominator has got his way past D-Dot, now looking for a way past Cutler in front. Into the chicane, a little bit of contact there for Podjonski into the chicane. He runs himself a tiny bit wide as well. Old Crawler carrying a little bit more speed. Looks like D-Dot got the chicane wrong as well. D-Dot's left the door open wide enough for Old Crawler to have a go if he wanted, but Old Crawler's allowed D-Dot to hold on to that position for now. But now uses the toe to close up. Swings himself out, looks for a way through at Ford Water. He's going to have the inside line into this first section of St Mary's, but can D-Dot hold on to it through the second section? Here we go. Oh, he holds on to it, just lets it run around the outside for D-Dot. Podjonski's managed to pick himself up a little bit of a penalty. Does seem to cut those turns a little bit tight on the way into St Mary's. I think that's where he picks up most of his penalties. So back up front, Dominator now leading the race. He's got himself past Cutler. 0.6 of a second gap as well. Podjonski in third, 0.9 of a second down from Cutler. Out of that slipstream range, soon D-Dot being harassed by Old Crawler. Old Crawler slings one up the inside of D-Dot. Again, D-Dot carrying the most weight over from race 2. Side by side with Old Crawler on the way into the chicane. That's compromised his exit. Podjonski's fired himself into the wall as well on the exit of the chicane. He's picked up front end damage, so Old Crawler should be able to get that position done before turn 1. Through he goes into third position then for Old Crawler. 2.6 seconds down from Dominator, who's lost that top spot again to Cutler. Crawler into third then. Podjonski, a little bit of damage on board. I doubt very much he's going to come in the pits and get that repaired. Old One Eye Lou looking for a way past. Side by side as they come up towards St Mary's. D-Dot looking for a way through as well. All 3 of them sideways through there. One Eye Lou back through into fourth then. A little bit too sideways through there. Maybe he loses a lot of speed. Podjonski comes back and takes that position. D-Dot as well just carries the speed through. Yeah, just a little bit slow through there. One Eye. Aldo then 7th, moves up 1 more position. Now on the back end of these 3. Good opportunity for him to make some positions up if he can get through. Hulky in 8th, got Dusky for company in 9th. Big gap back to Millerman, 10.1 seconds. Vroom Vroom just 1.7 seconds back from him. 23 seconds back for Corky, and Alien Swift. Oh, damage on board. Looks like Alien Swift might be sitting out race 2 as well. What happened, Jake? Just in the chat there saying, well, that went well. I'm done. What happened, Jake? Let us know in the comments. So, Dominator trying to hang on to the coattails of Cutler here. Just 0.5 of a second as we hit the halfway mark. Crawler doing a decent job, 2.5 seconds back from Dominator. He's got himself 3 seconds between himself and Podjonski. D-Dot, what have you done to yourself? Now down in 8th position. You've got it all wrong somewhere. Bit of front end damage on board for you. All the way down in 8th now. Oh, Aldo, he's got St Mary's all wrong. Oh, this driver's behind, got it all wrong as well. Who's just come past? Hulky's gone through to take 5th. Aldo drops to 6th then. One Eye Lou gets the way into Levant all wrong. D-Dot comes through to take that 7th. One Eye Lou in 8th, but he's got Dusky coming up the inside on the exit of Levant, carrying more speed as well. So unfortunately, One Eye Lou drops down to 9th position. You've got to give him credit. He's actually driving with one eye. It's not like he's got one closed. He's only got one. So you've got to give him credit. He's doing pretty bloody well, I think. Vroom Vroom in 10th, Corky 11th. Millerman, oh, looks like Millerman might be sitting the end of this race out as well. And Alien Swift, both drivers. Alien Swift picked up damage. I'm not sure what's happened to Millerman. Just fed up of rolling around at the back. Who knows? Still on 4th position. Swaps up here. We've got Cutler, we've got DMK Dominator and Old Crawler right in the mix now. He's managed to close that 2-second gap up. All over the back end of Dominator and Cutler. Just let those two battle it out, mate. Don't allow them to get off though. Stick in that slipstream range. Wait for these two to go side by side through a turn and just hang on to the tail end. Wait for one of them to get pinged off. It's just a second between the top three then. Podjonsky struggling to close up with these three. Ooh, Dominator's gone wide. He needs to get himself back on track. Clips the wall. And that's going to allow Old Crawler to come through, carries extra pace through there. Into second then for Old Crawler. Again, great result if he can stay here. I think third is the highest I've seen you so far, Old Crawler. So yes, if you get second, well done. Only 4.5 minutes remaining, so it could be on here. Cutler now with a 1.5 second lead. Purple sectors as well. Purple sectors for Old Crawler. He's not messing about. Dominator then 1.3 seconds down in third. Podjonsky another 2.2 seconds down in fourth. Aldo up into fifth. So he's had a couple of little off-track moments, but closing the gaps back up. He's got D-Dot for company though. D-Dot's found his feet in these minis. He really does get on with them. Again, streaming his race live from either this perspective or this perspective. Screaming and shouting. Come on everyone, sexy tees. Hashtag sexy tees. I won't say that word. I know I've sworn a little bit on this stream, but don't need to anymore. Still on the hunt for that fifth position then from Aldo. Chicane, carrying a bit more speed through there. Closes up on Aldo. A little bit of a wiggle on the way out. Dusky almost 10 seconds back. He's got Corky right behind him. But Corky's a lap down. What I lose? Oh, he gets the final turn all wrong. He's under pressure from Vroom Room. Vroom Room comes through to take that position off him. So 8th place for Vroom Room. 9th. Oh, what I lose? Picked up damage because of that. Wow. That's that battle gone, I think. So Hulky in 10th. Yeah, big gaps either side. He's under no threat from behind. A minute back to Corky. 20 seconds in front to One Eye. So I think Corky, yeah, lap 6, picked up damage. He's had to come in the pits. 2:04. Millerman sitting this one out, as is Alien Swift. No more probing happening tonight. Cutler then, fastest lap of the race so far, 1:23.7. He's got 2.1 seconds between himself and Old Crawler. And that gap between themselves and Podjonsky just getting bigger and bigger. Also, it was Dominator, but now Podjonsky coming through to take third off of Dominator. Still 5.5 seconds in front to Old Crawler. Like I say, racing has just come on leaps and bounds this season. I don't know what you've been drinking or eating in the off season. Keep it up. It's working, Old Crawler. So Podjonsky is closing that gap up on him, but there is only just over a minute and a half. Yeah, they're just going to see another lap after this one, I think. Yeah, they'll see another lap after this one. Podjonsky and Dominator side by side. Dominator holds on to third for now. He's gone massively sideways through St Mary's, then off he goes. Where's he gone? There he is. Bit of off-roading. Oh, he's been reset to track. He's been that long off of it. Down to 6th then. D-Dot comes through. Aldo goes through. Loses 3 positions then, Dominator. He won't be happy with that. I know I wouldn't be. So, just a minute left on the race clock. Cutler under no threat at all. 3.3 seconds gap he's managed to pull from Old Crawler. Old Crawler has kept that 5.5, only extending 5.8 second gap between himself and Pajonski. Aldo now into fourth with Dominator's departure. D-Dot into fifth with Dominator's departure. Here he is, holding sixth. He's got Dusky just 2.1 seconds back. Just got to hold it together for another lap, Dusky. Room then. 20 seconds down in 8th. One Eye Lou behind him, another 17.7, but he's got all the damage in the world for One Eye. Oh, looks like Hulky's trying to help him down the track. So these boys will be finishing the race. We've got a couple of drivers just crossing the line now. So One Eye Lou comes home to take 9th, Hulky takes 10th, Corky takes 11th, Alien Swift comes out the pits for 13th, Millerman's going to take 12th. Let's just get ourselves back up the front as Cutler comes through the chicane. A little bit wide on the exit, but he's not got to worry about that, just the run to the line to go. 6.4 second lead by the time he crosses the line for race 3 win there. Old Crawler, big up yourself, second place my friend, 7 seconds back, but it doesn't matter. Good points on the board for you, well done. Pajonski takes 3rd then, Aldo takes 4th, did close that gap up right near the end. D-Dot takes 5th, managed to salvage something from this race. Dominator is going to come home for 6th, backwards, not quite. Dusky takes 7th, we just wait for Room to come through to take that 8th. I think everybody else has crossed the line. Damage on board for Room as well. So 8th for Room, 9th for One Eye, 10th for Hulky, 11th for Corky, 12th for Millerman, and Alien Swift in 13th. Third race of this evening, done and dusted. Cutler will be happy with that result, that's for sure. Come on then, Jake. Come on then, Corky. What happened? Not Corky. Alien Swift, what happened? Come on. Got to waffle my waffle before the end of the stream to do some keyboard warrioring stuff, all right? I see those. I see that Alienware keyboard smoking. All right, come on. What happened? Ended up in the pits early on. Millerman not impressed with that one either. He sat this this race out. So that was race 3 of tonight, done and dusted. Great result for Cutler. I've got to say, even better result for Old Crawler. Coming out of nowhere. Is this 2nd season or 3rd season? I think it's your 3rd season, if I remember rightly, Old Crawler. I could be wrong, but yeah, definitely driving has improved no end. So, what have we got coming up? It's Monday tonight, so that means Wednesday at 8:30 we've got the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Really good league, as popular as this one. It's got everything turned off, so it's as close to the real thing as we can get. Full damage, no assists, that kind of thing. Tyre wear and fuel on and all that sort of stuff. Big strategy to think about in that one. So that's Wednesday night at 8:30. This Friday got round 1 of GTTCC restarting. I'm covering the Fusion League again this season, so come and check that out. 9 o'clock on Friday night. Sunday night got the new P1 GR3 League, which I've picked up. That is 9 o'clock as well. Sorry for the awful race for me, dude. You're not going to apologise to me, Jake. I don't care. Had to ruin myself first race and second race, and couldn't even do a lap in third race. Oh, shame. Shame. I will say, I'm not saying you don't, but I will say that practice, mate. Practice, practice, practice. For instance, if you have a look, I mean, I could probably turn this lobby off now and find you a Team Oliver Racing GR3 practice league for Wednesday. There is literally a lobby open every night for practice in that league. And that's why the drivers are so good. You know, they're consistent, they're clean, get the fastest laps ever, you know, because they spend that time on it. And that's half the thing. I mean, that's half the reason I stopped racing, to be honest, because I was doing so much commentary. I didn't actually get time to practice for my upcoming races. So I jacked it in. You know, as much as I liked it, it was just, you know, it became not enjoyable because I couldn't race cleanly. I just couldn't do it because I've not put the time in. So yeah, it can be a real pain. So that's the lineup coming up. Wednesday at 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Friday at 9 o'clock for GTTCC restarting. That's the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, if anybody actually wants to know that. And it is GTTCC. Don't get it wrong. I know you lot like to take the mick out of it, right? But it's GTTCC. It's not that hard. So that's Friday night, and then 9 o'clock. And then Sunday night, 9 o'clock as well, is the P1 boys and their GR3 League. And then back same time, same place for round 4 of the CHEWITT Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Well done, Frank. There you go. Yeah. That is old Crawler, by the way, is Frank. Yeah, great result from him. He'll be overjoyed. So that's pretty much it from me. If you want to help my channel out, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Get yourself over to buymeacoffee.com/startsmoker and drop donations on there. But I would much rather you sent the same kind of money to my PayPal directly, and I'll send you stickers out instead of just donating. So this is the Buy Me a Coffee thing is just donate. You get a thank you from me, and that's about it. But I'd much rather you actually got something for your money. So a pair of stickers, £3. T-shirts, £22 plus free postage and 1 free sticker as well. So hit me up if you want any of those. Right. So that's me done for tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. Mostly your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.
Yeah.